Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. Well, I am back. I am back out on a different field. Well, I will be in a minute. I'm going to take a shortcut across a field that I've detected in the past. It's barley stubble. It hasn't really produced very much, so I don't have high hopes, but I can't park the car any closer, so I figured why not detect as I go. So I have to say as well, thank you very much. I've hit 30,500 subscribers. The growth just keeps on coming. So thank you all and welcome to the new subscribers. Right, let's go and see what there is to be found. The past few outings for me have been pretty horrific. Really not good at all. As ever, I'm on the XP DEUS 2. I'm on version 0.71. As I say, I've not done an update for quite some time, and I probably don't intend on doing one anytime soon. I'm still on speaker. Let's not talk about my headphones at the moment. And as ever, I'll ground balance and program 3 sensitive full tones, and then we will pump the coil and we're good to go. I heard that DetectorCon didn't go particularly well for a lot of people. Simon didn't have a great time, but there you go, that's what happens sometimes. So fingers crossed, Detectiveville will be a greater event. We're counting down the days. It's about a month roughly, and myself, Simon, Martin and Pete will all be there, so I'm sure we'll see some of you on the fields of, I can't remember, Oxfordshire, Cambridgeshire. It's somewhere in England near Badminton. Right, let's go and see what there is to be found. Well, having said this field hasn't produced a lot of targets in the past, I've walked all of 10 feet and I've got a signal straight away. To be honest, I don't think I've detected in this field probably in the last 5 years. So maybe the plough's brought up some new stuff. It's a solid 85. I don't think it's a tiny target, to be honest. Just as long as it's not aluminium, I'll be happy, because that's all I seem to have dug last time. And that sounds like aluminium to me, to be honest. Oh, let's try and get the spade in the ground. Very stony ground. Well, there's something. And we're straight in with a piece of something. Where's my brush? It looks almost like a pot rim, but I don't think it is. Well, there's some sort of iron stuff stuck under it. It's like a copper alloy. It's got the kind of curve like it could have been a piece of a pot or piece of a rim, but the shape doesn't look right. So I think we'll put that down as junk. But as you know, I always film the first target, and I'm just glad it's not aluminium. On to the next. Well, I'm not having the best of luck so far. Started where I finished off. Just dug down about 18 inches for that. A great big iron circle of some description. Purpose unknown, but came through as a pretty reasonable signal. And they often do when they're circular and they're iron. Who knows? Agricultural, I think. Right, come on now please. A coin. 86, it seems quite small. Oh, and it's easy to dig. Let it be shallow. It's not shallow. It's also vanished. So it's not a coin, I don't think. Otherwise it would have got louder, not quieter. Well, I think it's out, but I think it's going to be trash. think it's pretty small, whatever it is. What's that? That is it there. And that is, that looks round. It's round. It's small. My God, is that it? I was going to say it's lead, but it's not heavy enough. Well, that is it. But what is it? It looks maybe like a little seal, maybe. I don't think it's lead, but certainly looks the right shape to be a little seal or such like. Maybe just something that's been broken off a bag of grain or something, but I don't think we'll ever know. There's definitely something going on there in terms of decoration and maybe some letters, but yeah, it's a thing. Well, better than aluminium. Okay, I didn't initially dig the signal on this one. I'm hoping finally it's maybe not aluminium or tinfoil. It's out the hole on the first spadeful. It's a bit more of a crisp 79 than the previous signals, but is it aluminium? It's a stone. Oh, it could be copper. Copper alloy. It's a thing. At last, it's a thing, and it's a wee relic. You beauty. It's a little flower. Now, it could be a pendant, or it could be something else. Right, I'm inclined to probably let it dry out rather than to wet it. If it's copper, it might start to fall apart, so I think I will just leave it to dry out naturally, and then I will get back to you if copper coins are anything to go by. But that looks pretty interesting, quite possibly a bit of age to it. Unusual slot in the middle as well. Right, I'll get right back to you in a moment. At last. Well then, what do you think of that? I like it. I like it a lot. Has it had little dots on the end of all the petals? Possibly. Broken off, maybe. Or maybe it's only had petals, little nipples on the end of some of them. What do you think? It's quite crudely made. Could be medieval. But what is it? Now it could be a leather decoration. But the little slot through the middle, I've seen something similar to that before on knives. Like a knife guard on a little dagger or something like that maybe. You know, with the blade, the flat tang of the blade coming through there, the handle. What do you reckon? Well, either way, I am pretty delighted with that. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but I may well have found my first relic in a long time. So let me know your thoughts. Brilliant. Just had a wee catch up with the farmer there, and he's hoping to be harvesting his barley in about 3 weeks' time. So that'll probably be around about the 3rd or 4th week in August. So that's hopefully when the Roman field will become available. I'm just about at the edge of this field and about ready to go into the next one. I had a good scout around that area where I got that little flower or star shape item. Nothing else, but here it looks like a lilt. It's not. It's a... well, no, it is. It's lilt. A totally tropical taste. Well then, this is field number 2. As you can see, it's a barley field. It's just been harvested. And up there on the high ground, that terrace that runs along there is an old roadway that leads off to, in the background, behind me, is the old gallows field. So that's the field where I found a few hammered coins and also the little cup. Do you remember the little measure? If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. It was probably about 7 months ago, but it was a very good video. Lots of nice finds. So unfortunately the gallows field over here has not been harvested yet, but it'll probably only be 3 weeks before it is. In the meantime, this field's just been harvested. So if there's good stuff over there, surely there's got to be some good stuff here. And the sun's come out as well. Right, let's go and have a look and see what there is to be found. It's a great start, right in with a signal. Let's get you in the sun. A solid 80, and it could be a coin. Straight out, maybe. Maybe. Oh, it is a coin. I can see it. It's broken out of the turf, and it's a halfpenny. Right there. Right there. You beauty. What a start. What a start to this field. Well, it's quite worn. Oh, I can see Britannia. Britannia is there, so it's definitely a halfpenny. We've got a date at the bottom, 18 something. I think it's going to be Victoria. Let's get the bendy thumb on it. 1894. And there she is, looking to the left hand side, Queen Victoria. So it's her young head. She kind of kept the same portrait pretty much throughout her entire life, only changing it about 5 to 10 years before she died, which is called the old head or the veiled head. And this is her with what we call the bun head, because her hair is in a bun. So that is lovely. 1894, she ruled from about 1834 or something like that, through to 1901. 1836 to 1901, it was about 63 years, 64 years on the throne. The longest ruling monarch until Elizabeth II. And that is a very nice find. Good, hopefully more to come. And another signal. 83, 85, 87, it's a little bit squeaky. Could well be the dreaded foil or aluminium. But as you know, there's only one way to find out. Alright, try one more and we'll get the pinpointer out. Nope, nothing yet. Well, I'm in the right place, so I'm going to turn you off for a wee minute and get right back to you. Okay, we're out. And that was a deep one. That's the spade it's picking up somewhere over here. Much better sounding. Well, maybe not much better, but 86, 87. So, moment of truth. Oh, what is that? It's a key or something, is it? I think it could be. I think it is. Some sort of key, I think. It's got a hole in it, which I'm assuming will go all the way through. Thank you, Les, for your wee wonder tool. Don't know if Les is selling any more of these actually, so I'll need to ask him. If he is, then I'll need to see if he's got any listings up, and if he has, I'll let you all know, because it's a wonderful little combination. So it is, it's a little key, brass key maybe. I'm assuming that's probably hollow on the end. Yep, it is. So it's a little insert that would go into your lock. There's a little lug there, and I'm assuming you turn it 90 degrees. Not sure what kind of key it is, to be honest, but maybe agricultural. It's got a couple of wee finger grips there to allow you to hold it. So any ideas what kind of key that is? I mean, it could be off a clock, I suppose, but normally they're round. But yeah, let me know. Date wise, I'm going to guess 18, maybe 1900s, but as ever, let me know in the comments below. Nice. Well, it's better than aluminium, that's for sure. Yet again, aluminium and tin foil seem to be my friend in this field. I think in previous time it's been a berry field. They've been farming strawberries or raspberries, because the amount of fairly modern litter wouldn't otherwise make any sense. But we've got a digger here. You guessed it. Darn. Okay, we've got another digger right next to the piece of aluminium which was there. We've got a target right here. And it is 9091, which, oh, that's hard. That's harder. That's better. Is it out? Be nice if it was shallow. Nope. Oh, it is out. I can see it. It might actually be a coin. It might actually be a silver coin. Right there. Oh, you know what it is. That is a very silver coin. George, gorgeous George, saves the day. There he is. Let's get the water bottle out on him. Oh, well, I don't think it's going to be... Oh, I've dropped it. I've dropped it and I've lost it. I've dropped it and I've lost it. Where did it go? Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Where's my probe? Don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've lost it. I have lost the coin. 100% is gone. Oh, no, that was my pocket. Right, let's get the big machine over. What an idiot. Right, it's away over there. How did it get over there? Right, take two. Where's the pinpointer? There it is. I've got it. Right. Huh. Okay, it's a sixpence. And it's going to be probably 20s, 30s or pre-1947 because of the colour of it. It's not going to be solid silver. I would suggest it's going to be 50%. Which means it's going to be sometime between 1920 and 1947. It'll clean up though. I think it's coming to life already. Excellent. Well, the best find I've had for a while. Well, I suppose I've done pretty well today so far. I've only been going for about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So it is George V, by the grace of God, King of the Britons, facing to the left hand side. This is the grandfather of Queen Elizabeth II. And you can see Fid, Def, Ind, Imp, Defender of the Faith, and Emperor of India. And I can see the date of 1926. And just below it, you can see the words sixpence. So, that is probably going to be 2 pints of beer back in 1926. Maybe 1 pint of high quality, but probably 2 pints of low quality. You can see the lion, you can see the crown, and this is from when the pound was 240 pence to the pound. So that would make sixpence. That would make this 1/40th. Is that right? 1/40th of a pound back in the old days. So, you beauty. Silver on the 7th or 8th hole in this field. I'm a happy man. This was a very weak 60, 58 to 60. And it looks like we've got our first button. And there might be some decoration on it. Oh, let's do the back first. Try and pick that off. It looks like the loop's still there, just a bit squashed. We try and get you out the wind a wee bit. Yep, the loop is still there, albeit flattened, kind of. And the other side might have decoration. Maybe 3 birds. Ah, it's 3 cannons, is it? It is, it's 3 cannons. It's a military badge, or button should I say. Let's give this a wee rub with the bendy thumb. It is indeed, look. 3 cannons side by side with 3 dots above. And they're within a shield shape. So it's probably a regimental button. Probably, I don't know, the Royal Artillery or something like that, but it looks like it's got a bit of age to it. It's definitely going to be earlier than Second World War. I would say earlier than First World War. It could even be back to Napoleonic sort of times. So I would say it's probably going to be sometime late 17 to middle of the 1800s. Who knows, maybe it's even relevant to Waterloo in 1815. But if you know before I get a chance to look online, then let me know in the comments below. Very nice. I'm very happy with that. There's no doubt there's good finds in this field, but I'm having to pull some amount of aluminium and tinfoil out in order to find them. There'll be a lot of outtakes on the cutting floor of the editing suite, I can tell you that much. But here, again, going to need to film it just in case. 84 to 86. More aluminium. We've got another digger here, right next to where I got a piece of aluminium, so it does sound a little bit better though, more consistent as well. 85, 86, 87, 88. Well, not quite sure exactly where it is actually, give me a second. Let's try and pinpoint it. Right about there, I think. Hopefully easier digging. It is easier digging. But deeper. Hole number 2. Come on, don't be another tin can. Let's try making it a wee bit bigger. It's out. Now it's away up at 91, 93. Could be a Georgian coin, you know. It's a bit low for a bottle cap. They're normally 94 to 99. Ah, what's that? That is junk. Damn, it's a big hinge. What a nightmare. I thought I had something good there. Ah, well. It's not aluminium. Always check your hole. There's another target. Right here. Same readout, 92, 93. So we got a 2 for 1. Another half of a hinge. We've got a silver coin. You beauty. Double silver. It might even be French. It might be French. Right. Let's get my water bottle out. It looks maybe like Liberty. I've had a few French coins over the last few years. It's not, it's American. And that is USA all day long, because it says "In God We Trust," and it does not say that on a French coin. And also the Liberty figure is different from the other one. It's an American silver coin. My God, Marty got an American coin, an Indian head cent penny, about a week ago, and we've only went and got 2 silver American coins. Well, sorry, not 2 silver, just 2 American coins, one of them silver, in a fairly short space of time. I've got no idea what it is, but it is a coin, and it's silver. I don't know, a nickel, a quarter, a dime. I'll give it a wee clean up and see if I can read the letters a little bit better. But definitely 1927, so it's going to be silver. Probably 50% if their coinage is anything like ours. Well, 2 targets in the one hole. That was lucky that I double checked, because I'm sure I sometimes forget. But that is Lady Liberty, and she's an ancient symbol going all the way back to the Romans, if I remember rightly. The Statue of Liberty, which was unveiled sometime around about 1885. It was a gift from France, and one of the architects was Gustave Eiffel. Dropped it, but found it. Gustave Eiffel, the man who designed the Eiffel Tower. He designed the frame upon which the statue is built. Did you know that? And Benjamin Franklin, one of your founding fathers, said something along the lines of, "Where liberty is found, there is my country." Or where liberty lies, there is my country. Freedom, basically. So that's what liberty stands for, freedom. And In God We Trust, 1927. And it says, definitely, it looks like it says no United States, which I'm assuming is just my terrible eyesight, because it can't say no United States, but it definitely says United States of America. Oh, will it say uno, maybe? Uno. And they've got the letters dime, D-I-M-E. Now the $1 million question is, what is a dime? I don't even know what a dime is worth. I've never been to America, so I'm afraid I don't know your currency. But I'm going to say that a dime is probably 5 cents, maybe 10 cents, because you've got a penny or a cent. You've got a quarter, which is 25 cents. What's a nickel worth? I don't know, maybe 10 pence? 10 cents for a nickel? I don't know. So I'm sure someone's shouting at the screen right now saying, how can you not know what a dime is worth? But there is a silver dime. Now there's a tree or a bush and some sort of symbol in the centre. I've no idea what that is. I've never found a dime in my life. Maybe some sort of tower. Almost looks a bit like an axe, but I'm sure you'll all let me know. So there you go, a dime. Liberty, the Statue of Liberty. A gift from France. I forget, there was 2 architects. Eiffel did the framework, and I'm sure it was someone like Benholm or something like that who was responsible for the design, and it was a gift from France. It was supposed to be to celebrate the 100th anniversary or 100th centenary of the United States' independence, which was what, 1776, I'm going to guess? No. Was it as late as that? Anyway, I think it was 1776, but I don't think the statue was unveiled until 1885 or 1886, and it was held up because of war in Europe. The Franco-Prussian War delayed construction. I'm pretty certain of that, but you can Google it just to make sure. But that is a silver US coin. I got one last year as well, a Morgan dollar. So I got a dime and a dollar. I'm a rich man, and they're both silver. Brilliant. 1927. I wonder how on earth that got here. Tremendous. I could have sworn this was going to be junk, and it's not junk. Initially I thought, you beauty, it's a coin, but it's not. It's a button. Look, you can see the shank on the back, but it is a dandy button. and I haven't had a dandy button in ages. Absolute ages. So you can see where the loop would have been, it's broken off. And this is from, oh, it's got gold on it. It's got gold. Yes, I'm rubbing it. Don't panic, everyone. I'm just giving it a wee gentle rub. Just a wee gentle rub. There you go. That is a dandy button. Not going to do anything else other than that, but it's got a little design, a circular motif, maybe leaves or something that go all the way around. And this is Georgian. This is probably from the reign of George III, sometime around 1760 to 1820. Worn by young men, a particular type of young man that became known as a dandy boy. And the dandy boys were well-heeled, well-dressed young men, normally in their teens, 20s, maybe even into their early 30s. They wore brightly coloured waistcoats and trousers, and they would often adorn them with oversized buttons, and that's why it's called a dandy button. So fashions change, and by about 1820 they'd gone out of fashion, so no more buttons like this being worn except by people who just weren't cool. So that is lovely. Georgian, and 200 to 250 or so years old. Good find. Hopefully more to come. Well, I've come way in to the middle of the field, and I have to say, I'm going to tempt fate, but the amount of signals of aluminium has dried up significantly. So maybe, just maybe, here, pretty consistent 86, 87, dare I say, penny. Well, only one way to find out. It would be very nice if it was, because this has been a really, really good day. It would just be nice if it wasn't aluminium, to be honest, because I've just got fed up over the last few sessions digging it. It's pretty stony ground. Oh, is what it is. Right, one more decent spadeful out, if I can get a spade in, that is. That's better. Right, maybe this time. Maybe not. Okay, let's get the pinpointer. See if we can track it down. Well, I'm in the right place. I'm just not deep enough. So, please don't be aluminium. We're in there somewhere, just need to go just a little bit deeper. I'll try and do it on camera, but it might be a bit bouncy and stony. Right, if it's not out now, I'm going to turn you off. What's that? Oh, it's barley, that's okay. Right, I'll get back to you in a wee second. I should have remembered, because the last time I tried to dig with the microphone attached, I managed to loosen the connection to my camera, which resulted in no sound being recorded for the last few holes. However, I thought I'd add some in now. So this was the target, came from a reasonable depth, about 12 inches, and it's either a lump of bronze or copper alloy. I'm uncertain as to what it is, but you can see it's kind of blackened on one side, almost as if it's been exposed to heat, possibly in a fire. So I do wonder if it could be part of some sort of skillet or pan, or even some sort of cauldron used for cooking. And that could mean that it's medieval, or even post-medieval, because they were in use right through until the 1700s. You can see it's kind of got that rounded edge. So it could be the edge of some sort of cooking vessel. It's a bit uneven in terms of thickness. It's thicker in some parts, a bit thinner in others. So it's fairly crudely made. But as you can see, it's a pretty big fragment. So I'm really not sure on that one. Had a good look for any kind of marks or decoration with Leslie's Wonder Brush, but nothing forthcoming. So let me know your thoughts on that one. But certainly it was a banging signal, and it came from a fair old depth. So let me know what you think in the comments below. About 20 metres, about 65 feet away from the last big fragment of copper alloy or bronze, we've got this banging signal. It came through around about an 85, but I could see with a pinpointer that it was a fairly big target. So I was pretty certain that it wasn't a coin. Looks as if I dug slightly in the wrong place, not like me. But on the second hole, it's out, and it's pretty visible straight away that it is yet another big fragment of copper alloy or bronze, except this time it's got a fair old hole through it, which I'm not sure. Could be a bullet hole, could be a great big nail hole. Who knows, maybe there was a leg attached there, like a cauldron. Often the cooking pots that they used over fires had 3 or 4 legs, so you would literally put them in the fire. It's very, very smooth on one side, and the other side a little bit rougher. So again, really not sure about this one. Could be a fragment of metal working, but likewise it could also be part of a cooking vessel or a pot. But it's definitely either bronze or copper alloy, and it's quite a hefty piece of metal. So there it is for comparison with the other one. You can see they're not from the same vessel, I wouldn't say, assuming it is a vessel, but they're definitely both copper alloy or bronze. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So here is my little summary. I must have dug in excess of 50 aluminium or tin foil targets. The 2 biggest targets were these ear blowers, which are fragments of bronze or copper alloy, possibly cooking vessels. This interesting little key, which has got a square fitting, so I'm really not sure what that is, but it looks like it's probably brass. So let me know your thoughts. And also this great big dandy button from the 17 or early 1800s. A nice little military button which has got 3 little cannons, and also the little dots, I wonder if they could actually be cannonballs. So I'm guessing some sort of artillery regiment. A little halfpenny of Queen Victoria, which is from 1894, I think it was. So towards the end of her reign. Still, it's a coin. And then this curious little flower sort of pattern with the unusual rectangle in the centre. I'm actually wondering now if it could be more like a piece of furniture or a furniture mount. 1 of 2 pieces of silver. This one hasn't done very well in the ground. It's quite black. It's a 6pence, George V. And then lastly, my second ever bit of American silver coinage from 1927. It's a dime, and it features Lady Liberty. So, all in all, I cannot complain at all. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Well then, hopefully you can hear me, because I'm having to re-record my end to the video because I forgot to have the microphone plugged in properly. And just my luck, my next door neighbour, or nearest neighbour, sounds like they're chainsawing or strimming, so hopefully the sound is reasonable. So thank you all for watching. A pretty successful day. I'm a very, very happy man with that. I'm pushing on towards 30,500 subscribers, so thank you for the incredible support. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, then please, I'd appreciate your support. So hit the subscribe button if you're not already. So highlight of the finds for me, a 1927 silver dime. I need to have a look and see what the silver content is, and also what a dime is worth, but I'm sure you're all going to let me know in the comments. And it's proof that it doesn't have to be old to be interesting. So only my second ever American silver coin that I have ever found in my metal detecting career. And if I'm right, if I remember right, it's only the third American coin I've ever found in 24 years of metal detecting. So as I say, it doesn't have to be old to be interesting. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for the incredible support, and hopefully I'll see you on the next dig. Take care.